Hello you guys, welcome back to another garden tour. So I'm just like 2 days after I did this last month. It is July 24th. I did it on June 22nd, and the changes the garden has made in 30 days continues to blow me away. I know that the garden changes a lot, but wow. So I'm so excited to share it with you guys. I've made a few changes, not as big as I guess it'll be bigger than last time, I guess, because I pulled out some things and things aren't doing as good or continuing to not do good because I haven't sprayed neem. There's a whole host of things I will explain, and some things are doing amazing. So let me show you. Okay, we are gonna start with this area. Let me give you a wide angle. I feel like I'm gonna try to do that a good amount, and then I'll go closer. So this is the pergola area, and these two pots we're doing good. I was on a really consistent schedule of spraying neem like every 3 days because I think are dealing with some sort of fungus potentially / bug pressure, and they were doing great. And then the last few days, like, I actually haven't sprayed probably in a little over a week because my mom was in town. I got busy, and now verbena is struggling again, and even some of the petunias. Some of the petunias have even gone to seed. I collected some seed, which was exciting because I grew these from seed. Yeah, so I'm going to spray neem today. The sweet potato vine is doing amazing. I did put earwig bait in there, and that has been helping with the sweet potato vine. So anyway, it still looks beautiful. It's just not as good as it once was. Also, our grass, well, not even grass, our weeds are really long because it's been raining. Thank God. We went basically the whole month of June without rain. It was like 95 every day and basically no rain. So things were like just hanging on, you guys, like really struggling. But then the last week we've had, I want to say 3 inches or so the last like 10 days. And so things are picking up again and looking a lot more lush than they were 10 days ago. So these baskets have recovered from the super hot weather. And also, I was saying, we got a lot of rain, so our grass is super long again, or our weeds are super long again. Okay, so over here, I just want to show you, I cut this yesterday. The elephant ear was really low. These begonias over here are doing great. This verbena is still struggling. It's starting to bounce back a little bit, but as you can see, it had like mite damage. I think they're like spider mites or something. This sedum's doing pretty good. I feel like I'll probably move it next year. I think it's getting too much water over here because it's not nearly as tall as the other ones. These cannas are doing good. Foxglove looks healthy. And then this is probably the best Dusty Miller that I grew from seed. It's probably the biggest out of all of them. The rest were really struggling. So this garden bed isn't my favorite, but that's okay. So yeah, these hanging baskets are doing good. I'm struggling with a little bit of pressure from, what's it called? Something like some caterpillar that hurts canna leaves. Basically, they cut holes in it and they wrap up in really tight in it and damage them. Actually, this one's the one that has the worst pressure. I don't know if you can see how these are like, these get stuck, and then they have damaged. This one is probably the worst, actually. Do you see how they're like stuck together? And then see all that in there? That's from the caterpillar. Ugh, nasty. So I need to spray these as well, but everything's really wet right now. These pots up here have struggled, you guys, not doing great. I don't know. Again, I think there's bug pressure and a whole host of things. So gonna do something different in here next year, maybe begonias. I still have tomatillos that I propagated. If you saw my propagation video, look how many roots there are. I'm actually gonna put these in a pot, I think. This is the one that looks the worst. Do you see how it's struggling? It was filled with blooms. These were all blooms. And usually it just keeps blooming, but It has not. The vegetable garden, you guys. Wow, 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 wow. Let's just take this in for a moment. It is magnificent, insane, glorious, like crazy. Look at those tomatoes, you guys. I'll try to put a picture on the screen of me standing under it so you can get scale of just how big this is. I really, really, really need to get on a step stool today, maybe even a ladder to get up to the top and like get some stuff back up towards the top of the trellis and get it tied in a little bit because there's some stuff hanging, especially over this way. Okay, let me just start with a few things. Let's get a little bit closer. So the sage on the side is doing really well. I mainly want that for cut flower arrangements. These cucumbers are doing great as well. I picked a few off. We have more coming. And I actually cut out the tomatillo from in here. I think I pulled it out actually. Yep, I cut that out, pulled it out. Here's another cucumber. Because it was just overcrowding this area and it was just not doing great with the propagation. Now this one, as you can see, the tomatillo is huge. There's still one cucumber plant on here too. And it's still doing okay, so I'm leaving it for now. But look how thick this tomatillo is. Okay, so there's a tomatillo. And then here's another one that I stuck in the soil, and I think this is from it. Yeah, so it's gone all the way up here, which is great. So it's getting a lot of growth. So hopefully those start cross-pollinating as well. Things are doing really good. The basil is huge. These pepper plants, this is a habanero plant. And the thing I'm most excited about, well, and like, look at all these peppers. The thing I'm most excited about is the eggplant. Do you see that baby eggplant right there? There's another one, and there's more coming, more buds. Crazy. So good. And there's more on the other side as well. We have an okra plant as well, another eggplant plant that's just smaller. I direct sowed that one. Beans doing amazing. And tomatoes have been ripening every single day, basically. I come out here and pick some. So I made some habanero salsa yesterday. It was so spicy, so spicy. So gotta learn how spicy to make things. The jalapeno plant is producing a lot all of a sudden, which is great. More basil. These eggplants are doing fantastic. More peppers. This bell pepper is turning red, which is like the first one I'm actually going to get that's ripening, which is so exciting. And then this is the other, so many habaneros. Do you see all these habaneros? And then look at these snacking peppers are turning yellow, which is so exciting, ripening. So I'll use those in omelets and stuff. Arugula is doing better. And then we have summer squash. I should pick that actually today. And there's bees in there right now pollinating, which is so exciting. We have a few different summer squash. So I'm going to leave them alone. I'll pick that later today, potentially. And then these are zucchini plants coming. I have been battling squash bugs a little bit, but the last few days it's been okay. So that's good. But yeah, this area, oh my gosh, the vegetables are doing great. Okay, so then this area I changed completely in the sense of I took out all of the zinnias and cosmos because they were just falling everywhere when I got back from 4th of July. My bee balm has fallen over, which is frustrating, but I'm kind of just letting it do it. My coneflower over there is doing better. It just rained more, so things are a little sad looking. This knockout rose is doing good. Things are kind of bouncing back from having things laid on them for like a week. That rose needs to be staked. I did leave a couple cosmos over here as well. So I think actually I'm going to take I got more of these pots. I'm going to take one of these and put tomatillos in it and probably just like slide it back there and hook it up to drip is my plan, because as you can see I have another bag of soil. So yeah, that's kind of my plan for one of those pots, and then next year I might have another one over there as well with something else in it. We'll see. I don't really have a complete plan for them, but they were like 16 bucks at Sam's on clearance. And look at the raspberry plant. It's just doing the dang thing. Does have some raspberry buds coming up, so that's exciting. So yeah, I had to really corral this thing because it got wild. Okay, let's go over here now. So here is the shade garden. It's definitely filling in more. It's not as much as I wanted by this point in the season, but it's doing better now that we had rain. It's at the end of the drip zone, so I feel like it wasn't getting enough water pressure to get enough water, and things just needed rain, you guys, so bad. So now the coleus is growing up. The begonias that I had planted second are actually doing something. They're actually getting bigger, which is great. Obviously these ones are fantastic. If the whole thing was like that, I'd be so happy. Now yesterday, or 2 days ago, I got these impatiens. I got a few more as well. I got 5 in total. I actually got them for $2 a piece at Walmart on clearance. So definitely check your like local stores, especially Walmart, for clearance plants. Mine do okay of a job of putting them on clearance, but I've heard people put like, some places put a ton on clearance, so definitely check. And they got them $2 a piece. I love New Guinea patients. They do so well, but my problem is they're so expensive. They're like $5 a piece normally, and I'm not gonna pay that to mass plant. So I was kicking myself when I got home. I should have bought a few more, but I bought 5, and I ended up dividing and putting a hosta right there because we have rain on the forecast all week, so I figured it would be fine, and it's not supposed to be as hot as well. So I put a hosta there, and then 2 New Guinea impatiens, and next year I'm going to divide hostas and put a lot more throughout this whole bed. And so then over here, again, the begonias are doing better. We do have New Guinea impatient 1, 2, and 3 here. The coleus is doing fantastic and perking up. I divided one of these hostas, just like a little tiny piece. See the coleus? It's just doing so good back there as well. And up here, it's just from this angle. Oh my goodness. I've been trying to, especially these ones, clip off any of the blooms so they just keep branching, and I love it. I love this chartreuse color. So pretty. Honestly, I wish I had this like all back there where I have some snapdragons and stuff. They're just not really blooming, and I feel like it would have looked better, but that's okay. I think again I'm gonna put more hostas throughout this area next year. So here's what it looks like on wide angle. And this tree, you guys, has got to be like 10 feet tall now, because the fence is 6 feet tall. And I don't even know if it was taller than the fence last year. It was a little tiny twig, and it's just growing and doing great. It has like a little bit of leaf spot or black spot on it. So I'm gonna spray it with some neem. Hopefully get rid of that. But it's looking so good. It just rained, so the berry white panicle hydrangea is definitely flopping, but that's okay. We have a mum blooming. I'm going to cut that off so that hopefully it'll rebloom again. We have celosia. We have my banana cream 2 Shasta Daisy from Proven Winners that I got on clearance. Literally completely bounced back. Looks amazing. Yarrow reflushing with blooms. I'm gonna get some rose blooms here soon. And this verbena is just so whimsical and beautiful. I also have a couple dahlias back here that I grew from seed that I didn't pinch because I just wanted to see what they would look like, and they're gonna finally bloom. This looks like it's gonna be yellow with some pink potentially in it, so we'll see what that looks like. See what I mean about this sedum being so much taller than that other one? It just looks so pretty. I love this whole area. This is a dinner plate dahlia. Almost gonna open. These wave petunias that I planted in here are doing great now. I got those on clearance as well. Salvia that I grew from seed. We have yarrow, coneflowers, a lily just opened. It's the last of the lilies. Also, I did not buy that variety. That was a different, that looks totally different than it should. The like reddish celosia, which I really like. These snapdragons are doing so much better now that it rained. The phlox was glorious there for a while. That was new from Costco this year. And this Agastache or Agastache is amazing. I'm going to grow more of that from seed. Next year, there's so many different varieties. So I'm definitely going to grow more of that. More sedum back there. And then this dahlia, I grew from seed 2 years ago. And it is completely bouncing back. I literally chopped it almost completely to the ground. Because it was covered in like spider mites. And this one was also covered and it's coming back. I sprayed this one. It's so healthy now. It's literally covering a whole mum. I'm going to move this next year. But looks beautiful and it's blooming a little bit now. See how it's going to bloom there. Here's another, what is this? Opera Supreme, I think. Raspberry Ice. And then these ones I literally cut to the ground, these dahlias, and they have sprung back up. Amazing. These are dahlias I grew from seed. Again, struggled so bad with powdery mildew and mites and all this stuff. And look at all this healthy new growth. It looks so good. I gotta fertilize these soon. But I've been waiting because I feel like their blooms weren't true to what they look like. They're gonna look like. So we'll see what they look like now once they're healthy. Because I thought they looked weird. More sedum. And then I threw in, oh, there's a dahlia over there. Let me go get that. This crepe myrtle, you guys, is ginormous and taking over. So there's zinnias that I grew from seed. I just threw some seed in here and they're growing, which is amazing. But this dahlia, oh, it's like half. I need to stake this. Okay, come on, verbena. Like half a dahlia, but it's still really pretty. So all of the dahlias struggled with the heat. Also, this verbena is just beautiful. All of the dahlias struggled with the heat, and now they're getting new growth that's looking better. We got this one. All the blooms looked a little deformed because they were struggling. That one's pretty. But now they're looking so much better. So much more healthy. This one's gonna bloom. I'm just waiting. I have some labyrinth in here and I just want them to bloom so bad. See how some of these blooms just looked weird. But yeah, we're getting healthy new growth. Thank the Lord. And hopefully these just explode in the next month and then there'll be blooms all over the next time I do a tour. Okay, so all these black-eyed Susans, as you can see, this one looks very gross and diseased. But it's starting to flower again and bounce back. There's still bees on them. But not looking amazing. This celosia is doing good. All of the vinca is doing great. This area has struggled, but the wave and this opera are bouncing back. And then I need to deadhead the marigolds, and then this one is also bouncing back. I cut this pretty low and it has lots of blooms now, so it should be covered here soon, which is exciting. Although I'm scared. Ooh, that looks like that one virus, but not the whole plant, like this part of it. Okay, let me cut that out. So I can't remember what it's called, but look at this. How it deforms the blooms and they're like green like this. pulled out a couple plants like this earlier in the season, and then my coneflower up front got the same thing. So the whole plant isn't looking like that. So I just pulled out the piece that was. So hopefully, I think it's called like China Aster's or Aster's disease or something like that. So I'm going to keep an eye on this plant. Hopefully it doesn't do that because I like that one. Okay. Then we have, oh, this dahlia needs to be staked more because this is fallen completely over. Part of it's staked up, but the rest needs to be. And then this one's coming back as well. This sage is finally doing good, and same with the oregano and the vincas. These begonias are finally doing good. I cut a bunch of this elephant ear. Look how big that one is. It's just huge, you guys. Like, look at this. It is insanely big. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to take it out next year because it's just too, it takes up too much space and I have to cut on it all the time. So I think I'm going to move it to my side yard or something. Because they just multiply like crazy by us. Begonias are doing great. Gomphrena is taking off. So I'm going to start cutting from this. The pink cushion flowers are kind of coming back. Same with the marigold. Same with zinnias. I cut them way back. Again, I need to spray with the neem. Same with the cosmos. Those got covered with powdery mildew. So again, need to spray with neem. Things are looking good over here. Look at this gomphrena. I'm definitely going to do more of that next year. Love the vinca. Love how the sweet potato vine is trailing. My snapdragons are finally doing something, which is exciting. They're not big, but they're doing something. And this Slosia, I love the foliage, but it's not giving me plumes, which is kind of weird. And then more zinnias over here. And gomphrena and pink cushion flower. And then this, which doesn't look like much. I'll put a picture up on the screen what it's supposed to look like. This is a hibiscus that I got on clearance at Walmart for 15 bucks. It's a Proven Winners brand, and it was like, so many of the leaves looked like this, crusty and gross, and none of this underneath canopy was there. It was bare. And I got it like a week ago, and it has so much new growth. It's so happy here, which makes me so happy because this area is my problem area, and it's gonna get 4 feet tall and 4 to 5 feet wide. So it'll take up this whole area. It's gonna look amazing next to the variegated grass, and it has these huge blooms that are like dinner plate size, bright, like fuchsia blooms, and the foliage color will look great with the grass. So yeah, the garden looks incredible, you guys. I'm so happy with it. There are obviously issues, pests and disease, but overall it's a dream come true, you guys, especially that part filling in over there. The shade garden is filling in now, and it's just glorious. I can't even imagine how big the crepe myrtle is going to be next year. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So beautiful. It obviously looks even better when the grass is like mowed and edged and everything, but I couldn't wait any longer because we're supposed to keep getting rain, and so it's hard to mow when it rains, you know. So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. I am so excited and so happy about the garden. I hope you liked it. Also, if you guys haven't seen May and June, definitely go back and watch those because the changes are insane. From 60, a little over 60 days, maybe 75 days to now, and also 30 days to now. Insane changes. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a video very, very soon. Bye, guys.